Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to part 2 of the Rescue Essentials Wildland Fire First Aid Kit. We've already covered the medication and minor wound section, and we're going to be wrapping it up with the burn care and the severe bleeding section. So the burn care section is actually quite interesting the way it comes to you. Without taking everything out, there's really not a whole lot in there. I've added myself, I've replaced almost everything in this burn care kit, which is interesting considering this is a Wildland Fire First Aid Kit. But it originally comes with, instead of this water gel dressing, it originally comes with this Burn Tech dressing, which is great, but I found that this one's a little bit thicker. And I had one of these water gel, this is a 4x4 water gel dressing, and it's actually quite a bit thinner, so it sort of slims down the profile of the pack, and it allows me to also put some of these water gel burn creams in there. Now, it does originally come with one of these second skin dressings, but it's the small one, so I upgraded to the large one, just because I think the small one was really, really small. It's only like a square inch or something like that, so I upgraded to the larger one, and it doesn't take up that much more space. And then I did add several non-adherent dressings to the back for sort of smaller burners, to sort of keep the burn gel on there. The burn kit is actually not bad, considering that you're not going to find a Burn Tech dressing in an Adventure Medical Kit or anything like that. So I was actually quite happy to see it. Also the second skin dressing, because these are not cheap. And the water gels are certainly more expensive, but I figured for the space, you sort of have to. I myself prefer to go with the sort of more expensive, proven dressings that work for me. I've never tried the Burn Techs. I hear they're great, but I actually prefer the water gels, considering I've used them several times and they actually work quite well. But there's nothing wrong with this. It's just I prefer water gel myself. So moving along to the sort of the heart and soul of the whole first aid kit here is the severe bleeding part, and this is what sort of skyrockets the cost and makes it more than a lot of people are willing to pay for a small backpack first aid kit. But in my opinion, this is completely worth it. Even though I've made several additions to this compartment as well, it is absolutely worth the price. So right off the top here, you see I have added a camouflage cravat, triangular bandage. See the coating sort of worn off a little bit. I've had this for a while. But these work very well. They're more durable than the standard throwaway ones. Even though these are meant to be disposable as well, these can sort of be reused at least once or twice if you have to shift your dressing, or if you're hiking for a long distance. These are way more comfortable, just because they're better fabric instead of sort of, the muslin type material. So next we have a standard CPR pocket face shield. I'm not sure if this has a valve in it. I don't even think it has a brand on it. It's just your standard CPR mask, which I'm glad they did include that. Small Sharpie marker, marking casualties and whatnot. Your standard gauze roll. It didn't fit anywhere else, so they had to cramp it in here. The next thing, moving around here, this kit did come with 2 large bottles of saline solution, which I'm glad they did come with that. But in order to fit some of this extra stuff in here, like this betadine capsule, I actually did downgrade to a shorter, smaller capsule of eye wash. The other stuff is actually better. It's a better brand. I forget the name brand, but it's actually better stuff. There's more of it, but I chose to go with this one. Just because it's smaller and it fits better with this other stuff. Speaking of, a small container of betadine for extra stuff. As you can see, I have quite a lot of iodine in here, but I sort of like the betadine. It works very well. Next up, this is some standard medical tape. This is the plastic kind of tape that sort of stretches a little bit as compared to the cloth tape, which doesn't stretch and doesn't help you compress wounds. Because it doesn't fit anywhere else, I have dropped into the middle of this tape a small capsule of, what do they call this stuff? Dental cap and crown repair adhesive. Never actually used this stuff, but I hear that it actually works very well, and figured why not. If you're going to have a dental emergency in the woods, you might as well have some of this stuff on hand. So here's a couple more pairs of the gloves. This is, I'm not sure if this came with it or not. I think it came with one of the other shapes, but I did upgrade this to an H&H compressed flat gauze. The other compressed gauze is slightly thicker, but this stuff seems to work very well. It's compressed gauze. It's for wound packing and whatnot. But it's longer, so it fits, but it's also thinner, which is the key to this kit. They did also include with the kit a SWAT tourniquet, SWAT T tourniquet. These are not my first choice of tourniquet, but they're actually very, very good tourniquets, and they also double as compression bandages and whatnot. I'm glad to see this is one of the only first aid kits on the market that has an actual tourniquet in it. It's not like a military grade or gunshot wound kit or IFAC or anything like that. So I'm glad they did include a tourniquet in here, at least at bare minimum a SWAT tourniquet. Also included, I put in here myself, I think, let me see here. Yes, this did not come with it. I had to add this myself. This is one of those ACE bandages, but it's a flat fold. You can also get this from Rescue Essentials. It seems to work very well. I figured you need to have at least one ACE wrap in there if you're going to have this. You might as well have that. And then also in here is a quick clot sponge, which I added myself. This is one of the smaller sponges, but I wanted some kind of hemostatic agent in here to go with the tourniquet, if nothing else. But yeah, this is the contents of the kit. Originally in the severe bleeding kit, there was also a compression wrap, some compressed gauze actually came with it. Let's see, there was a trauma pad in here as well, but I took that out because I have the compressed gauze. But yeah, this is actually one of the better first aid kits I've seen. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll buy these kits any day because they're really good kits. They're not that expensive. They're on par with everything with the Adventure Medical kits. But as you can see, the stuff they have in here is very good quality stuff. It works very well. It's very comprehensive, and it's Rescue Essentials, so their customer support's actually excellent as always. So if you have any problems or anything, you can just contact them and they'll get you squared away. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in, and look forward to doing the next one. The next video will probably be about my pocket IFAC, which fits in a cargo pocket. But yeah, we'll see if we can do this one later in the day. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.